Nicole, your daily food processing teacher.
Last week, we discussed food sampling requirements in accordance with sampling plan. Sample preparation is the obtaining and manipulation of representative portions of a whole prior to subjecting it to any particular analysis. We also discussed the different sampling techniques, which is random sampling, systematic sampling, convenience sampling, stratified sampling, cluster sampling, and multi-stage sampling. This week, we will be dealing with collect samples, and we are expected to handle samples to preserve them and the source integrity according to sampling requirement and OHS requirements. Let's begin with collect and transfer samples under controlled conditions. All incoming samples shall receive through the receiving section maintained and supervised by laboratory responsible person. On receiving section, the laboratory responsible personnel initially check the relevant overall criteria like sample identity, labeling, mode of transportation, condition of the sample including packaging, sample quantity, verification of fees whenever necessary, parameter to be tested against the customer declaration or requirements, any abnormalities, deviation, doubts from the normal condition, suitability of the sample for test, etc. The same shall be received in the sterilized container, sample, box, etc. The laboratory documentation system shall include all relevant information such as customer details, date of receipt, condition of the sample on receipt, sample quantity, transportation, parameters to be tested, observation, or remark. The laboratory shall maintain a system on traceability of all accepted samples, and the same shall be maintained throughout the retention of the sample in the laboratory without any confusion. The general principle is the identity, homogeneity, and integrity of the materials being handled by the laboratory must be ensured throughout the time they are under the control of the laboratory. Example, from the receipt to data report and authorized disposal of the surplus material. In addition to sample collection, the adequacy and condition of the sample or specimen received for examination are of primary importance. If samples are improperly collected, the laboratory results will be meaningless. Sampling protocol should be clearly defined. Start with description of primary food product. More addition to sample collection is the identity of the food. This research examines how social interactions influence eating behaviors and identity. It explores the reason for our food choices and how external factors influence these choices. Identifying and analyzing these choices and behaviors could help in designing messages and policies to promote healthy dietary behaviors. You should know the identity of the food in their common alternative name, example, maize or Nigeria beans. You should also know their scientific name, example, genus, species, variety, example, Zea maize, Vigna unguiculata. You should also know the plant food or the entire plant, example, the roots. The animal food, the entire animal or the part. The state of maturity, ripe or immature. You should also need to know the number and size of sample to be collected, distribution of samples, and stratification to be used. The sample label should be permanently attached to the sample. The common name of food, sample code number, date of receipt in laboratory. During the sample collection, you need to know the collection details, date and time of collection, name of collector, place of origin, sampling point, address, roadside stall, farm, market, condition of cultivation, purchase price, graphical record, and transport conditions, mode and conditions of transport. Let's go to the description of sample collected. After sample collection, food type, example, legume, fruit juice, milk product. Local use of foods, example, famine and festivals. State of food sample, example, solid, semi-solid, viscous or liquid. Process and preservation methods, example, canned or smoked. Preparation method, example, cooking. Extent of preparation, example, raw, fully cooked, reheated. Packing medium, example, brine or oil. Container or wrapping, can, glass. Contact surface, example, can or glass. Label or list of ingredients, estimated by inspection. Batch number, weight of food collected, individual items, number of items, and weight of common measure or portion. Things to note. Deliver samples to the laboratory promptly with the original conditions maintained as nearly as possible. If products are in bulk, storage procedures, choice of containers, modes of transport should be considered. Use containers that are clean, dry, leak-proof, wide-mouth, sterile, and of a size suitable for samples of the product. Whenever possible, avoid glass containers which may break. For dry materials, use sterile metal boxes, cans, bags, or packets with suitable closures. Identify each sample unit with the properly marked strip of masking tape. To check your understanding, please answer the activity 1 to 4, page 3 to 5. It will verify how you learned from the lesson, and this will measure how much you have learned from the entire module.
That's all for today. Again, this is Teacher Sharon. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.